Hello everyone, myself Tushar Jha. I am pursuing BLLB from JCCLC Kolkata, and currently I'm an legal intern at Lexis and Company law firm. So today I'm going to discuss about the tortious liability, and to understand the tortious liability, first we have to understand the essentials of a contract, essentials of a tort. So the essentials of a tort are, see, tort is a very wide concept. So for different tort there are different essentials, but there are some essentials which are common in every tort. So any tort you commit, these two are the essentials. These two must be there, whether it will be negligence or defamation, any tort. So the first so there are two essentials of a tort. The first is there must be an act or omission on the side of the defendant. And so first we have to understand this, what is act or omission committed by the defendant. So there must be an act or omission committed by the defendant. And so what is act or omission? Act is a the act is in simple words we can say that act is a act act is a term act to do something. Act is a term to do. Act is to do something which is forbidden by the law. Means if a law says that you shouldn't do something and you do that, and that is an act which must attract a tort. So the act is that. And what is omission? So omission is something is not to do something which you are bound to do. And it is your legal duty to do it, and you don't do it. So the thing is that if you if you commit an act or omission, and what is an example of an act is that if you do an act which is if you do something which is if you right if you enter somebody's property without the consent or without his permission, and so you enter somebody's property, and it is forbidden by the law. You should not enter somebody's property without their permission, and so you are committing an act which must attract a tort, and the tort is trespassing. And like omission, and what is omission? And omission, and with example you can understand that an omission is when you don't commit an act. Like it is like if you are a lifeguard at the beach, and your duty is to protect anybody from drowning, and you are and let's say that somebody is drowning, and you are just simply watching or doing any other work. So you are committing an omission which must attract a tort of negligence. So the second part of the essential, what is so the second essential of the tort is that there must be an infringement, there must be an injury to the plaintiff. So what is injury? Injury is not like you beat him, and that is another matter, that is criminal matter. But there must be an injury, like what is injury? Injury is like you have violated his legal right. So to understand this essential very deeply, we have to understand some of the common and legal phrases, which is injuria sine damnum and damnum sine injuria. What is injuria sine damnum and damnum sine injuria? So you must notice that there are three words which are interchanged to make these phrases. So what are the three words? First word is injuria. Injuria means injury. Injury means is if you cause someone a damage to the legal right. And second is damnum. Damnum is what? Damnum is damage, and the damage can be any type. Like the damage to the damage of money or property or anything, health, anything. Damage can be anything. And sine means without. So injuria sine damnum. Injuria sine damnum is a phrase in which that your legal right is violated, but there is no damage to the plaintiff. But in this case, the plaintiff can approach the court of law, and because there is a violation of a legal right, and no violation of legal right can go redressed. So the plaintiff can approach the court of law in this case. Some common case laws of injuria sine damnum are Ashley versus White. It is a very common case law in which Ashley and White are two contestants, and and there is a voter which is barred from giving for casting his vote. And when the voter goes into the court of law and said that my legal right is violated, then the defendant, and against whom the suit is filed of the tort, he said that he is going to vote the candidate which won in the election. So there is no damage as to how why should I pay a compensation to him. But and then yes, as but and then the court said that, oh yes, you didn't cause any type of damage, but in this case, as you have violated his legal right, so you are barred to pay compensation. And the second case is an Indian case, which is Bhim Singh versus State of Jammu and Kashmir, in which Bhim Singh, as an MLA, who was barred by a police officer not to go to the a legislature to cast his vote, or so, but when Bhim Singh approached court and said that the police officer has to pay compensation to him, then the police officer and the defendant said that there is no violation to his there is no damage occurred by him, because so but then why should he pay compensation? But the court said that it is a legal right of an MLA to go to the legislature and vote for the causes. So the police officer has to pay compensation. And the second thing is damnum sine injuria. Damnum sine injuria is a case where when the there has been some damages on the part of the plaintiff, but his legal right is not violated. In this case, he can't approach the court of law because there hasn't been any legal right. Legal right, there hasn't been a violation of the legal right. So we have so what are some, there are some famous case laws in this. The first is the English grammar school, in which there is a school and a very good going school, and then in a school was set up in front of that school, and many students have taken admission to that opposite school. And then the grammar school, which filed a suit against that school, that it was that he was damaged, that he to pay for his damages. But the court said that there has been damage, but there is no violation of the legal right, as this is a very common market practice. There is competition everywhere. So this is all, my friends. This is Tushar Jha signing off. Thank you.